Good evening, everyone. Hello. Actually, it should be maybe it's good morning there from your side, or maybe it's good afternoon on your side. So, if you can hear me, please type yes in the chat box or give me any message in the chat box to make me know that you have been online. Okay. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to today's enablement. Um, for the overseas students. Welcome to the enablement. And we will have a 1 hour enablement. During this 1 hour, I will introduce to you the basic information you need to know about Huawei ICT competition, and I will give you some resources about how you can get better prepared for Huawei ICT competition to help you get a better score in the ICT competition. So let's start it. Okay. First of all, my Chinese name is Kong Mingnuan. Okay, and I have an English name. You can also leave your message in the chat box and says, "Hello, Emma." This is my English name. You can say, "Hello, Emma. I have a question." Okay, your questions in the chat box will be delivered to me by the assistant, and I will check it during the enablement when I have time. So today's enablement is about a cloud track, and I believe students who are online at the moment, you might be interested in and to be involved in the cloud track of the practice competition. So let me introduce to you how the whole competition arrangements would be. There are 4 stages for our ICT competition. You will get involved first of all into the preliminary stage. Second, if you can pass this stage, you will enter the national stage. Further, different students from different countries will gather together to a regional stage. Eventually, if you can pass this stage, students from different countries would come to China in the headquarters of Huawei, which locates in Shenzhen, to participate in the global stage, the final competition. And for each stage, the format and the exam durations would be different. I would like to have a quick question here. How many of you have already participated in ICT competition? If you have already participated in it, you can give me a 1 in the chat box. If no, you can give me a 0. Wow, so it seems that there are more Chinese who have never been involved in ICT competition. Okay, so please listen carefully about this part because it should be something new for you. In the preliminary stage and the national stage, you are going to participate as an individual. You will not do it in a group. So you will be given a written question, a written examination paper online. You're going to do the examination online, and you will be given 90 minutes for preliminary stage to answer 60 questions. And the difficulty level of the questions in the first stage would be the lowest, which is HCIA. And the question types will be true or false, single choice, and multiple choices. Okay, and if you can successfully pass this stage, you will be able to enter the next stage, which is national stage. Again, at this stage, the questions are still an written question. So you will have another 90 minutes again to finish some questions. The difference is that you will have more questions here at this stage, which is 90 questions. And the difficulty would also increase up to HCIP level. Okay, so for national and preliminary stage, you need to do it by yourself and it's going to be an online examination. You will enter the examination from your computer and do the questions by yourself in 90 minutes. Second, after the national stage, you will be able to enter the regional stage. However, in the regional stage, the format would be different. For the overseas participants, you need to get involved in this regional stage as a group of 3 people. So you need to work together to finish the experiment examination, which will be 4 hours. And you also need to attend a written question individually, and we will take the average score of 3 of you as the result of your written question. Okay, so for the examination, for the experimental examination part, we will collect the, you need to finish it together as a group. And as you can see here, you can read it carefully here. In the regional stage, since we have 2 examinations, right? One is the written examination, and another one is the experimental examination. The final result of your group will be 30% multiplied by your written examination result and the 70% of your experimental examination result. And your theory examination result is the average of 3 of you. Okay, so if I am clear about how to calculate the result of your regional stage, please type 1 in the chat box. Thank you. Okay, nice. So I guess most of you has got the meaning behind it. Okay, so it's going to be actually there are 2 examinations in the regional stage. So if you can successfully pass the regional stage, you will be able to enter the global stage. In this global stage, we will have teams from different countries and different regions. There is only one form of the global stage, which is experimental exam. It's going to be a very big lab, which consists of, for example, for the cloud check, in one experimental exam, we will have the cloud question, AI question, and big data question. So if you are a group of 3, maybe one of you is going to do the cloud question, and another one of you is going to do the big data question, and the other one would be responsible for the AI questions. Okay, anyhow, the duration of the whole exam is 8 hours for 3 of you, and you will work together to finish the whole examination. The difficulty level for the last stage would be HCIE or above. So it could be from HCIE, or it could be even more difficult than HCIE. Okay, so this is about the global stage and regional stage, national stage and preliminary stage. You need to please make sure that you will read carefully about these details. And there's something behind the regional stage, the calculation for the scores. Okay. Next, I will introduce to you about what kind of contents you need to know if you want to attend the cloud track. So there are 3 directions in the cloud track, including cloud, big data, and AI. Cloud, big data, and AI. For the first 2 stages, the examining questions will cover the area of cloud, big data, and AI. Okay. But when it comes to regional stage, maybe when you work in a group, one of you could be responsible for only cloud, and another one can be responsible for only big data, or another one for AI, for the experimental examination part. Okay, and here you might notice there is a box here. This box introduces to you what is the difference for this year from the last year. These are the contents we have added to this 2025 year's ICT competition to the cloud check. So these are the major difference. First of all, there is another content. The cloud architecture design and the cloud migration has been added to the cloud direction. Second, in the AI direction, this technology direction, there's a lot of changes happen here. So please be careful. In AI direction, this year, since the large model is getting more and more popular, so we have increased the basic knowledge and algorithm architecture of large models into the AI direction. Also, you are required to know that what kind of solution that Huawei Intelligent Computing Center would provide to you. Last but not least, there is something about PyTorch development framework and parallel training framework in AI direction. You will find it in the written questions, and you will probably have it in the examination, in the experimental examinations. Okay. So, you might be curious how much percentage for each direction is going to occupy, right? So, now I will introduce it to you. First of all, no matter which stage it is, each direction would have would appear. Okay, there is no stage like there's no big data or no AI. In every stage, we will have 3 of the directions. However, you might find that overall, the cloud direction and the AI direction would occupy to more occupation, while big data may seem only occupies less occupation. Okay, so in the preliminary stage, the cloud is only 40%, and the big data is 20, AI is 40. It keeps the same in the national stage, while when it comes to regional stage, the cloud will increase and it remains the same in the global stage, while the big data would decrease a little bit. Okay. Well, the big data will decrease a little bit. It is because when we are designing the lab examinations, maybe the cloud will have more practical scores in it. Okay, now let's look into the details of each direction and see what kind of contents you need to study for each different stage. First of all, there is an overview of different stages. I'm not going to read them over again. However, there is something you need to be careful here. You need to pay attention here, which says from January 1st, 2024 to the end of the preliminary stage, you will be able to get extra bonus points by getting Huawei HCIA, IP, or IE certification. Because we would like to encourage our participants to learn more about Huawei IA, IP, and IE certificates so that you can get better prepared for each different stage. Okay, so this is about the some details here, and later I will introduce the details of these bonus points to you. Now, Some of you may start asking, where can I get this outline scope here? Later, I will also introduce how you can get them to you. Okay, so first of all, let's have some comparison. Uh, the left side is the outline for cloud direction of last year, and the right side is the cloud direction for this year. Now, when we are doing a comparison, the biggest change between these 2 years lies in the cloud architecture design. Okay, maybe you can't see it very clear. I will show you here. The largest change that happens here is about cloud architecture design. There are two parts involved in cloud architecture design. The first one is about service migration, and the second part is about cloud architecture design. So you will have questions about these two parts when it comes to national stage and the regional stage or global stage. So it could either be a written question like true or false, multiple choice, single choice, or if it comes to regional and global stage, it's very likely to be in the lab, okay, especially for service migration. So what kind of thing you need to so you'd better get prepared for this part. It's a new contents we have added to this year. Except for these newly added contents, you also need to know about the other things. First of all, the basic of cloud, which is the cloud computing contents. So when you look at the key items here, you will find something like the IT development, the background of cloud computing, and the computing basic contents. Okay, so the private cloud and public cloud would also be one of the important things in the basic contents. So when it comes to private cloud, actually it is talking about Huawei Cloud Stack. And when it comes to public cloud, it's actually talking about Huawei Public Cloud, which is Huawei Cloud. Okay, and except for those basic contents like region, available Zoom, also something like what is VPC, what is a virtual machine. Those are the basic contents, and based on that, you need to understand and know how to use the services on the cloud. So when it comes to the services on the cloud, there are many services. For example, there are some services for computing, for networking, for storage and databases. So the services for computing like ECS, AS, and the VPC which is a networking services, these are going to be very important if you are trying to getting ready for the first stage. Okay. However, for the first stage, the contents for DR and backup and the security or cloud native things like CCE or service migration, they will not be covered. Okay. Well, although we will give a little bit contents about CCE, but basically, the basic infrastructure level services would be more important. However, when it comes to HCIP level for the national stage, the services for disaster backup like CBR, SDRS, and security like WAF, HSSFW, and CBH, AOM, LTS, APM, all of those advanced cloud services, we will cover it in the national stage. Okay. So Also, you will also find some questions about service migration in the national stage. And furthermore, in the regional stage, we will have more contents, especially in the written part. You need to know about microservice concepts and some cloud native application building process, such as ASM. Okay. Also, the contents in regional stage and global stage would keep the same. However, probably the difficulty level would be different. For example, if in the regional stage, it only asks you to know how to operate on to create a CCE cluster, maybe in the global stage, it's going to ask you to deploy some web application in the CCE or change a normal application onto the migrate a normal service onto the cloud platform and make it a container format. Okay. So this is about the cloud check. There is a question from chat box. Do we need certification for get extra points in preliminary stage? Yes, Nata, Natadmin, yes. If you want to get extra points, we will encourage you to get some certificates. Okay, later I will talk more about this part. But it doesn't mean that you have to get a certificate to attend this preliminary stage. Okay, it only gives you more scores. And next, when it comes to the direction for big data, I will open it for you and please tell me which part has been deleted compared with last year. Have a check which part has been deleted compared with last year. Actually, the part of data mining, especially the feature engineering, supervised learning, and unsupervised learning, this part has been removed from big data direction. Well, some of you may ask, does it mean that I don't need to learn about supervised learning or unsupervised learning? The answer is no, because the reason why we have removed it from big data is because we will test you on this part on AI. We will test you about this part on AI. So we will not examine you on these knowledges again and again in both directions. Doesn't make any sense. So this year we made some adjustment. So these contents will only be covered in the AI direction. Okay. While indeed there is something added in the big data direction, which is the big data migration. So you need to know what is the big data migration, and also you need to know about CDM usage. Okay, you will find it in many stages except for the first stage. So you will probably have some written questions or maybe in the lab questions. Okay, now we have been to the most important direction, or let's not say most important, but a very important direction, which is AI. Just like what I had introduced to you in the beginning, this year AI have added a lot of contents here. When we are doing the comparison between these two tables, you will find that this table has become larger, right? But don't be scared. It's going to be fine if you follow our advice and get him prepared. So now let me zoom out this table a little bit and show you. In this table, you will find I have used the red lines to highlight the added contents. In the AI direction, we have added the content of basic of large models. So large model is a very important topic for this year. It covers the contents for application data and the service processes, promote projects and development trends of large models. All of these basic things about large models, you need to know about it. And you will have questions about it in every stage from the beginning till the end. And second, the algorithm architecture of this large model is also important, like what is transformer, what is LLM, and what is MOE, etc. This one might be a little bit difficult than the basics of the large model, so we will give you questions about it from the second stage. Third, Huawei Intelligent Computing Center Solution here. This one talks about the basic contents and computing power solution, etc. Basically, Huawei Intelligent Computing Center will cover the following parts, including an Atlas Intelligent Computing Platform, for example, such as Atlas 900, Atlas 800, Atlas 500, Atlas 300, etc. Those hardware devices. Second, something like Model Arts, the development platform of AI from Huawei. And third, MindSpore, which is the AI computing architecture. And fourth, HIAI, which is called High AI, the endpoint platform of AI. Last, something about quantum computing platform. Okay, so these 5 parts will make a Huawei Intelligent Computing Center solution, and you need to know about it. At least you need to know about it, and you will probably get some written questions about it in the third regional stage. Okay. So except for these 3 things, the fourth thing you need to know is about PyTorch development framework and the parallel training frameworks. These 2 topics, they are very closely related to each other. So what is PyTorch? It's an open source machine learning library developed by some AI research team, and it is based on the Torch library and written in Python and CUDA. So it can provide some advanced features such as tensor computing with powerful GPU acceleration. Also, it will be able to build and run a dynamic computational graph for deep neural network. And for PyTorch, it can realize a parallel training. Okay, it can do parallel training. And it can be realized with data parallelism or model parallelism. Anyhow, these topics would be very important when it comes to the last 2 stages. You need to learn about them and getting better prepared with them. Overall, in the AI area, you need to at least know the basics of AI and some basic algorithms like machine learning, deep learning, okay, and transformer, which is kind of large model algorithm architecture. So based on that, you need to know more about Huawei AI development platform like MindSpore, Model Arts, etc. Okay, so that's all about the outlines of CloudTrack, which actually covers with 3 different directions for CloudTrack, we have cloud direction, big data direction, and AI direction. Okay. Now, just now, some of you have had the question about how to get extra points, right? And this is a table that you will be able to get the bonus points from getting these certificates. For example, for all of these HCIA certificates, if you get them, you will be able to get 50 more points in the preliminary stage. And if it is an HCIP level certificate, you will be able to get 100 points. Last, if it is an HCIE certificate, you will be able to get 200 extra scores in the preliminary stage. However, it doesn't mean that any HCIE certificate can give you extra score for cloud check. It has to be related with cloud. So, cloud service, cloud computing, network integration, big data, AI, and AI solution, all of these directions would be fine. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of it, or you can look at it after we upload all of the materials and check out to see which direction you would like to get for the certification and get the extra points. Okay, so by far, any questions about the bonus points rules, right? If there is no if you have any questions, you can leave your message in the chat box. Yes, it's an individual bonus for every member because these bonus points is only for the preliminary stage, the first stage. And the format for you to participate in the preliminary stage is done individually. It's not in a team format yet. Okay, it's okay, Josh. Now, now, as you can tell, according to my introduction, with the outline here, all of the contents that you are going to, all of the questions you are going to get in ICT competition, they are closely related to Huawei certificates. Okay, HCIA, IPIE, or when it comes to global stage, is HIE or above. So in this case, you need to know where we can get some learning resources for these different levels of the classes, right? Okay, for your questions, I will look at it later. Okay, don't worry, just leave your questions in the chat box and I will check it later. So how can I know where I can get the materials for learning these different levels of classes or trainings? You can find it in the Talent platform. So I will send you the link of Talent in the chat box. Okay, I will send you the link in the chat box. For cloud check, if it is the cloud direction, we will recommend you to learn HCIA cloud service for IA level and HCIP cloud service for IP level. When it comes to IE level, you can learn cloud service solution architect. Okay, and all of the versions should be the newest version, the latest version. And if it comes to the big data, all of these things we are going to cover, all of the directions we will, the contents are basically from big data developer, and big data mining. So, however, in the AI direction, maybe the certification versions you need to learn would be a little bit more than the other directions, because in the AI direction, there are more contents to learn. Okay, so it means that you can learn about these directions for the certification learning and get him better prepared for ICT competition. Now I will open up this link and show you how you can get in the learning resources for these directions. And I will take HCIP Cloud Service Solutions for example. Now I have opened up the talent platform. You will be able to find all of these certification from career certification and career certification. If we find something called, let me find cloud here, there is one direction for cloud service. So if we click the HCIP Cloud Service Solutions, okay, here you will find the overview of this certification, and when it comes to the second tab, you will be able to get the objectives, target audience, and most important of all, you will be able to find some learning resources here. For example, the slides or the training materials and the lab guidance. Okay, they are very important for your self-learning. And also for some of these certifications, we will provide you with the learning instruction. Okay. Also, for some of the courses, we might provide you with some online courses, such as in the big data direction. For example, in the big data direction, you can find some MOOC about this direction. So you will be able to learn this direction with some recordings from Huawei trainer. Okay. So the link that I have just sent to you is going to be very useful if you want to learn about Huawei certification and getting fully prepared for ICT competition. Okay, so I will check the questions from the chat box. So there was a question says, what specific courses or material we should take to get best score on track? Oh, yeah. So Yusuf, you can check on this table, right? I guess this table would answer your question. Here is the list. You can get the certificates of these directions to get the scores. And another question, it's okay. And another question, if someone takes HCIA for each big data, and for cloud and for AI, does it mean that he will get extra 150? So actually, I mean, you mean the question that you are asking is about, can we have the scores added if we have multiple certificates, right? Okay, so I will double check again with our ICT competition group and see if it is possible. Okay, and another question from Bangado. If I have certificate in Cloud Associate Engineering, I'm afraid I am not quite sure what you mean by Cloud Associate Engineering. If it is the certification in this list, you will be able to get the points, okay? But I'm not sure what do you mean by Cloud Associate Engineering. And from 1st June, good day. Please will this bonus point be available per person who got a certification on AI with Talent Online previously before now? Oh, that's a good question. So if your certification was obtained after January 1st of 2024, that would be fine. Okay, but it has to be between January 1 and the day of the preliminary stage, and you can only add it for the preliminary stage. And Yusuf asked the question, is there any ICT WhatsApp group? So we have a Facebook, but for WhatsApp group, maybe I need to check it. Okay, you can contact, yes, you can contact your Huawei talent manager to see if they have created any WhatsApp group. Also, from Grady, do we need to be very good at Kubernetes to have a good chance of scoring high at national competition level? I would say, for cloud check and the cloud direction, we ask you to master in cloud native architecture when it comes to the global stage. And if you have a good understanding about Kubernetes, it's going to help you a lot in doing the examination. But I cannot promise you like the questions would be about Kubernetes. It's just if you know about Kubernetes, you will probably get a better score. Okay. And unfortunately, of if your certificate of IAAI is for last year, it's not going to be available to get the bonus point. So that's the rule for everyone. Okay. And another good question from Walid. Should we learn from the practice material for the preliminary and second and the national stage? Okay, later I will tell you, except for these official certification learning, you can also use some resources provided by us to prepare for ICT competition, okay, which is the competition learning space. Maybe you are not interested in learning every single detail of the certification and you don't have time for that. Okay, so make sure that at least before you attend examination, you need to look at this learning space. Just now, I have sent you a link of this learning space. It's very essential. Okay, so guys, please make sure that you have saved this link to your computer, and I will show you what is covered in this learning space. First of all, in this learning space, we will provide you with the outline and the questions for each year. Okay, we will provide you with the questions of each year. And second, uh, later I will show you, we will also provide you with some environment to the examinations, okay, to do a testing on yourself. So first of all, when you open up this learning space, it's going to ask you to log into this learning space first. So you can get enrolled for this learning space. Okay, click enroll for you, and for me, because I have been enrolled, so I could just click continue. So I will just click continue. Now, after you enter this space, you will be able to see many contents here, including the competition course, cloud, big data, AI, and Huawei certification zone or product documents. So what is competition course? There are several competition course in this competition course area. The first one is the contents related with this year. Okay, this is the contents related with this year. You will find the outline and the enablement that we have made for this year. I will show you. If you click continue, you will be able to find the cloud track outline that I was showing you. It is exactly the same as the one that I was showing you, and you can see clearly about the overview of our examination. and what kind of key items or contents will be covered in each stage. And second, this is for this year. So what are the other contents here? They are the outline and the real examination papers for the last few years. So they are very useful, and it's going to help you a lot in the preparation of our ICT competition. I will use second one, which is the one for last year, to show you. If we click continue, you will find the exam outline for last year. Okay, and the second, the analysis of the exam outline will also be recorded, and we have uploaded here. Also, the real examination papers for the last year, we have already uploaded it here. Okay, we have already uploaded it here, including from the preliminary stage to the national stage and further to the regional stage. So, if you are interested in testing yourself to see if you are ready to attend this ICT competition, you can click Start Answering by doing the preliminary stage written examination of last year. Okay, so all of these resources are ready for you. These resources are prepared for you. You can use these resources to see how much you have been prepared for the ICT competition. Okay, except for these competition courses, which are related to the examination or the competition materials we had given you for the last few years, you can also find the most related cloud track courses on Talent Platform for you in each direction. For example, in the cloud direction, you will be able to find something like Cloud Service HCIE MOOC course, and there are some recordings we made for you to help you understand better about the whole course. Okay, so it's the same for each direction. Okay, so am I clear about what these parts are for? What contents are covered in learning space? If I'm clear, please type 1. So guys, learning space is really very important for you to getting better prepared for ICT competition, because the questions or the papers we developed for each year has been really uploaded for you. It's very likely that a same group of people will develop the questions again. So make sure you read carefully the things in the learning space. Okay, last but not least, the last thing here, I want to remind you of something. First of all, this year, for a better fairness for everyone, in order to make sure that only the real candidates can take the examination, everyone from the preliminary stage, from the first stage, your accounts are required to be added to the trust list. Okay, so make sure that account you use for registration is the same account you use to take the examination. It is very important, okay? We will have trust list for every stage of the competition. So make sure your account for attend the examination is the same one you use to do the registration into the trust list. And second, this year we will provide you something which is called test link to make sure that every participant will be able to attend the examination without any problem on their computer, because in previous years, maybe the examination has started, but your computer has some problem and you can't do it. Sorry, so it's going to be a problem. In this case, this year we will provide you with a test link. It's something like this. It's a test link. You will be able to simulate the environment when you are going to attend the examination. So it's a very good way to see if your computer will work on examination. Okay, so for all of these contents here, it's very important. Keep this in mind, and I will also send it in the chat box. Now, I will answer some of your questions in the chat box. Okay, I will answer some of your questions in the chat box. There was a question from Harry. Says, your question was, if you take HCIA for Big Data, Cloud, and AI, which means you have 3 IA certificates, will you be able to have 150 points, right? Will you be able to add them up to 150 points? And the answer is a yes. Okay, however, you can only have up to 200 scores at most. You can add the points from getting different certificates, but the most score you can get is 200. And there are some questions. There are some questions saying that according to table show, the cloud computing certificate contents not included in the cloud track examination. I will say, that's a good question. I would say, well, the major contents in the cloud direction is about cloud service. However, for cloud computing, maybe you will have some of the written questions related with the cloud computing. For example, it's going to probably ask you like, what is kind of cloud for HCS? So it's a private cloud, or you can call it a hybrid cloud. Okay, but it's better if you also learn about cloud computing, because in some way cloud computing is more complicated than cloud service. Okay, so if you have any more questions, you can put it in the chat box. And some of you have the question says, what's the date for preliminary stage? That's also a very good question. For the time for national stage and the preliminary stage, we will not give you, we will not define it, okay? The time for national stage and preliminary stage, it is decided by each region. So you can ask your talent manager, Huawei talent manager, to get the information, like when will they hold the examination. Okay, I guess that's all the questions I get from you. Any more questions? The question from Buddy says, can I request a coupon for taking certification test? Well, you can. It's the same. If you want to get some voucher to doing the certification test, you can ask the Huawei talent manager. But maybe they will provide you voucher, maybe they won't. Yeah, but you can always get bonus from our side. If you have certification, we give you extra points. Okay, so guys, is there any question that I missed, which I didn't answer? If there is, you can remind me again and input it in the chat box. Right? So if there's no questions, you can scan this QR code to follow us on the Facebook. We will update the latest information on Facebook and on Talent website. Okay. And if you haven't been registered with our ICT competition, please scan this QR code to sign it up. And like I said, because this year we have a trust list, make sure the account you use to register is the same one you use to attend our examination. Yeah. Also, if there's any question that I didn't answer during our enablement today, we will give you an FAQ on the after today's enablement. And the recordings of today is also going to be uploaded under the learning space for this year. Okay, so you will be able to see it here. You will be able to see it in the 24 to 25 close track somewhere here. You will be able to see the recordings here as well as the FAQs. Okay. So please make sure that you have already saved the link for learning space, and all of the information we are providing here today, they are on the Facebook as well. Okay, so save all of these QR code and scan them. Make sure you follow us. Okay, so I guess that will be all for today. Thank you so much. And I wish everyone a very good score in your every stage. And I'm looking forward in seeing you in the global final in Huawei Shenzhen. Welcome to China. So thank you for your attendance for today.